Hello friends, my name is Irene, and in this video I would like to end up my March Mystery Madness experience and talk about some books that I've read in March and some books that I'm reading right now. March was a blast. At the end of March and beginning of April, we went to spring vacation. Kids had holidays at school, so we went to kids had spring break, so we went to Texas to see solar eclipse. We never were to Texas. Actually, I never were to any other state except of California, where we do live. And I was so excited. We had a blast. We went to Houston and Dallas and Fort Worth. I loved Fort Worth. We lived in like old part of the town. A lot of people are passionate about renovating their houses to make them all with historic details. The community there is great. And we went to stockyards. We saw rodeo. It was the first rodeo in my life. I liked it so very much. I never expected. And overall, solar eclipse was a wonderful experience, especially with kids. We wanted to go to Waco to see solar eclipse, but if you saw the news, there was like a storm coming, and Waco was the first before Fort Worth in pass through the storm. So we decided we don't want to experience storm, especially it was. Especially it was tornado watching. I was very nervous. I never experienced tornado and have no idea what to do if there is tornado watching. So we decided not to go to Waco because it has to be raining and you can't see solar eclipse while raining. So we decided to stay in Fort Worth, where we could also see the total solar eclipse. And we went to the zoo that day. So we saw the solar eclipse from Fort Worth Zoo. And it was double interesting because not only you can see the sky itself, the sun, we have these special glasses and everything. Maybe I will tell about this later, like in depth. But also we were near cheetah exhibit, and it was so interesting to see how nocturnal animals experience total eclipse. What do they do during it? They were wide awake, they were very nervous. It was so interesting in a whole. And kids were so excited about solar eclipse. So I am very glad we did this. I liked Houston. We went to see dinosaur tracks near, Fort Worth. It was so interesting. And overall, we are back a few days. My house is in disarray. This is the first day that I am alone at home when my husband doesn't work from home and my kids are in school. And I was sitting for an hour maybe, just listening how quiet the house is. It's marvelous to have kids and to experience the life with them, but it can be so chaotic. And for introvert, it can be a little bit too much. And now this is the first day actually in maybe 2 weeks when I can read. And I'm very excited about this, calm after the storm. But it was great. But now I am very excited that it's over. So yeah, I wanted to talk about March Mystery Madness. I understand I'm so very late, but I haven't actually read after March, so it's okay. I can still talk about March. April just didn't start in my head yet. I mean, it's still somewhere there. So yeah, after I've talked to you, I read few books. First, I do not have it in hand, I read it in Kindle. Murder is Easy by Agatha Christie. I've read it because I saw that there is a new TV series on BritBox, and I was excited to watch it, but I never want to watch series before I read the book. The book is always has to be first. So I decided I need to read this book. I don't think there is a prompt for it. It's not for first responders. It is English novel, but still, I don't overthink it. I just read it. I gave it 3 stars. I can't say that it's my least favorite Agatha Christie, but it's somewhere there. I enjoyed the ride, and I enjoyed certain characters, and the characters that I enjoyed the most were dead at the beginning of the book. So I was just like, okay. I think this is the book where the first Miss Marple ideas came to mind, because there are certain characters that are very close to Miss Marple. But overall, it was a little bit chaotic, too chaotic for me. I don't like the love story and the end of this love story. I do not appreciate the things when, a woman has a fiance and then she ended up with someone else. And overall, this is the book where the main character is not very good detective, and he is suspecting one person after another, after another, after another. You have no idea who will it be, but this suspicious mind where everyone is a suspect and he's focusing on everyone, and he's not Hercule Poirot, so he is more, I'd say he was more stupid and a little bit more violent in his suspicions. And I just didn't like the vibe of the book, if it's okay to say. I did enjoy certain aspects, but I didn't like the ending, and not the mystery ending, not the love story ending. And this is rare for me in Agatha Christie. I usually love one or the other. So it was so. But still, I had a great time reading it. I really like Agatha Christie's that take place not in the big city but in small towns. There is something special about Agatha Christie English village experience that I can't find in any other English books about English village. This is like a certain point of view, idyllic but also sarcastic. I like it. So yeah, again, I enjoyed the book, gave it 3 stars. I think I will forget who was the murderer a few days later, because there was no logic in it. I mean, there was, but really there was not. So yeah. Then I've read, this was the 9th book from Charles Todd Inspector Jan Rutledge series. This is False Mirror. I have this old, I buy now almost all books secondhand, in internet, like AB Books or different stores in town, or I can be like in Little Free Library. I very rarely now buy new books. So this was, as you can see, old secondhand copy, but it ended up autographed copy, and I didn't know it when I bought it, and I was so excited about it. I like this series, and yeah, now I have. It's something special to have photograph of one of your favorite authors. One of my favorite series, let's say that. They are interesting. They are very sad. They are a little bit brutal. I like the characterization in each of them. In each of these books, Inspector Jan Rutledge go to different parts of England, and I really like the nature writing, the accents, the understanding how different people are in different regions. This is something new every time. This time, this is a coastal town, and there is a lot about fog and road slides, and fog near the sea in the morning or at night. And this is my favorite type of weather. I was born and raised in coastal city, and I lived very near the sea, in part of the city very near the sea. And the sea fog, where you can't really see anything, but you can see the silhouettes of things, and this mysterious yet cozy, yet tinkling of danger, because you don't know what is around you, always give me adventurous and exciting vibe. There is this in this book, mostly because part of the mystery takes place during the fog, and someone saw something, but they didn't realize what they seen because it was foggy and the silhouettes took strange forms. But I did not like the premise of this book, and I will tell you about the beginning of the book, and I didn't like it. So at the beginning of the book, Jan Ratlich was called to one of the villages where the man whom he fought in the war with um, asked him to come. Uh, this man took hostages of two other women. One, it's not that easy and simple as you feel when I say this, because actually it was one of the women's plan to do this. So other woman is unaware that this is a plot, uh, but um, maybe it's better to take names because now I'm just. There is Felicity. She has a husband. Her husband was attacked, and everyone knows that before the war she was engaged with other men. So a policeman approached this other man, who was the man Jan Ratlich fought with, and he ran away. He ran to Felicity, wanted to tell her that he is not the person who attacked her husband, but as they both felt that there is a danger that policemen will catch him because he ran from policemen and it was very violent, and everyone thought that he was the murderer or the attacker, she pretended that this man caught her off guard and take her hostage along with her housemaid. So at the end, there is this man and woman, two women in a house. Um, it's like a hostage situation, but also he's as as a victim of the circumstances as them. I feel this is more about lack of courage from each one of them and very weak personalities. That's why I couldn't sympathize in any way. It was very strange. And when Jan Ratlich came, he felt this is very strange, but he also didn't know all the circumstances. So he believed that these women were caught hostage. And then strange things began to happen in the village. There is one more murder. There is disappearance of this man in the hospital who was attacked, and so goes on. So I gave it 3 stars. I liked the vibe. I liked Jan Ratlich character more and more from each book. I am now used to Hamish. This is like his alter ego, like second voice in his head who is talking to, which is again very strange when I'm telling you this, and it is very strange, but it seems kind of normal in this book, and it gives it a special vibe. All of this book are like noir dark, but also it's a deep characterization, psychological nuances, and overall I like the series. I like the vibe. I like reading them, but after that, after this book, when I'm trying to recall the plot and tell my husband or you about it, I'm just like, why I was reading it? It sounds so stupid and strange. Um, it was a good book, but not a great book. So yes, 3 stars, and I will proceed with this series. This was a 9 from the series. That's why I read it from Much Mr. Madness. There was 9 something in this book. Okay, and then I've read the best book I've read this year, and now I spent half an hour trying to find it in my house, and I couldn't. So I show you it here, and I think that you will see in my favorites of the quarter or something later. It's A Faithful Place by Tana French. Dublin Murder Squad Mysteries. Actually, this is fourth I've read in this series, but this particular book is third in the series. So, to explain the plot, it all begins in 1985 when Frank Mackey, who is now the main protagonist of this book. He was 18. He lived in the part of Dublin called Faithful Place, which is more for poor people, for working class people, like that. And he was going to run to England with his girlfriend. And he was waiting for her on the streets of Faithful Place for many hours at night, and she didn't come. And then he went to the house where no one lived, where was like a second place that they could meet if there will be raining. And he found a note from her telling that she ran away without him, or so he understood. And so he didn't return home that night. He just went away all by himself. And from that, he never returned to Faithful Place. He never returned to his family and to his home. Now he's grown man, divorced. He had a call from his sister telling that this All Faithful Place part of the city was renovating, well, most of this part, and they were working on this abandoned house that was abandoned in 1985, and they found this girl's valise, her bag, with which she wanted to run away. And workers brought this valise to them. So they are calling Frank Mackey, asking what to do now, because he is a policeman, he knows. He went there and he spent the night there, and he talked to people. He had his suspicions, and overall the body, the skeleton of this girl, was found in this place while he called the squad. From here the mystery began. What happened many years ago? He is now in his 40s, I believe. So what happened 25 years ago, 25 years ago with this girl? To understand this book, you need to understand, and author do like help you to understand it, that the whole life of this man was built on the fact that this girl abandoned him, left him, and went without him somewhere. And he felt so lonely, so abandoned, so alone in his life, that all his personality grew on this fact. Now, when he knows that she didn't run away, he first is seeking revenge and understanding, and second, all his life he gave second thoughts on everything he experienced in his life. This is a great book. It is brutal in its psychological depth. I cried multiple times. It is so hard to read. Also because all this is family business. All these people who could harm her are either his family or his close friends. There will be another death in the family in the middle of the book. This is a great book. Strong characterization, strong plot, very sad, but also very deep and very emotionally revealing. Tana French can do things to you that almost no author can. She makes you feel things for people that you never think you can feel for, and it brought you memories from your childhood that you never think they can be there. When you read Tana French, you never can say that this is a genre literature. This is a big literature that brings you big feelings and big thoughts. But there is still a murder or two inside of each book. I gave it 5 stars. This is one of my favorite books I've read this year, and I thought that I need to read more of the authors that I really like, as Tana French. So this is my March Mystery Madness overall experience. I think this video is very long, so I will tell you about what I'm reading right now and what my plans are in other video. And thank you for watching. Thank you for doing March Mystery Madness. This is my favorite booktube readathon for the whole year, and I have so much joy reading mysteries. So thank you again, and see you in another video.